Before we begin, just close your eyes. You don't have to summon strength you don't have. You don't have to feel spiritually alive. You don't have to be anything but tired. Just be here. Because maybe you've been running on empty for a long time, and your soul is exhausted. Let the air move through you slowly. Feel it enter. Feel it leave. You don't need to produce faith you don't feel. You don't need to manufacture joy. You don't need to pretend you're okay spiritually. Just rest here and know that God sees you. If you feel spiritually drained, you're not alone. If your faith feels dry, I understand. If you love God but you're so tired, you're not failing. You're human. And you've been giving from an empty place. There's a kind of exhaustion that goes deeper than physical tiredness. A weariness that settles in your spirit, makes everything feel heavy. Makes worship feel like work. Makes prayer feel like pushing through fog. You still believe. You haven't walked away. But you're so tired. Maybe you've been serving faithfully. Showing up, giving, praying, leading, supporting. And somewhere along the way you got depleted. And now you're running on fumes. Maybe you used to feel passion when you worshipped. Now you just feel tired. You used to feel closeness when you prayed. Now you just feel empty. You used to have energy for ministry, for serving, for showing up. Now you're just trying to survive. Maybe you keep going because you're supposed to. Because people are counting on you. Because stopping feels impossible. But inside, you're so drained. Maybe you've been pouring into everyone else, listening, encouraging, holding space, being strong, and no one has poured into you. No one has asked if you're okay. No one has noticed how empty you've become. Maybe you feel guilty for feeling this way, like spiritual exhaustion means you're doing something wrong. Like true believers shouldn't get tired. Like if your faith was strong enough, you wouldn't feel this depleted. So you don't tell anyone. You keep showing up. Keep serving, keep smiling. But inside, you're barely holding on. Maybe you've tried to fix it. More prayer, more worship, more scripture, more quiet time. But instead of filling you, it just feels like more effort. More things you have to do. More weight you have to carry. Maybe you look at others who seem so alive in their faith, so energized, so passionate, and you wonder what's wrong with you, why you can't feel that anymore, why everything feels so hard. Maybe you're afraid this is just how it's going to be now, that the fire you once had is gone, that you'll spend the rest of your life going through the motions, believing but not feeling, faithful but exhausted. Present but empty. Maybe you've been praying for renewal, for God to reignite something in you, to restore what feels lost, to fill what feels empty, but nothing seems to change, and you're starting to lose hope that it ever will. You love God, but sometimes you don't feel anything anymore, and that scares you. You worship, but it feels mechanical. You raise your hands, but your heart feels numb. You pray, but it feels like you're reciting words instead of speaking from life. And you're terrified that maybe something inside you has died. Maybe you've lost the fire for good. Maybe you're just pretending now. Maybe you're serving out of habit instead of passion. And the thought you're too afraid to say out loud is this: what if I never feel close to God again? That fear sits heavy in your chest because you don't want to walk away. You just don't know how to feel alive again. Maybe you're afraid you've become a hypocrite, teaching others about faith while yours feels dead, encouraging others to trust God while you feel nothing, leading worship with empty hands, praying for others while your own prayers feel hollow. Maybe you wonder if people can see through you, if they know you're just going through the motions, if they can tell you're not who you used to be. Maybe you're carrying shame about it, thinking you should be stronger, should feel more, should be further along, and the weight of that is crushing. But here's what I need you to hear. Spiritual exhaustion isn't failure. It's a sign that you've been faithful, that you've been giving, that you've been showing up, even when it cost you. And God doesn't look at you with disappointment. He looks at you with compassion. The prophet Isaiah wrote something for people just like you, people who were weary, worn out, running on empty, he said. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. He gives strength to the weary, not to those who have it all together, not to those who are already strong, to the weary, to the tired, to the ones who feel like they have nothing left. He sees your exhaustion, and he doesn't ask you to try harder. He offers to strengthen you, to renew you, to restore what's been depleted. Not all at once, not with a lightning bolt, but slowly, gently, the way the morning light gradually pushes back the dark. So in this quiet, let me speak to God for you. Father, I come to you for the one listening, the one who is so spiritually tired, the one who has been faithful but feels empty, the one who loves you but is exhausted. Meet them here, in this depletion, in this weariness, in this honest, raw place. See them, not as they wish they were, but as they are, drained, tired, running on empty, and desperately needing renewal. Pour into them the way rain soaks dry ground, slowly, deeply, restoring what's been parched. Let them feel your presence, not as a demand, not as another thing they have to do, but as a gift, a rest, a place where they can finally stop performing, touch their weary soul. The part that's been giving and giving with nothing left to give. The part that's been serving from depletion. The part that's been trying to keep the fire burning with no fuel left. Replenish what's been drained. Replenish what's been drained. Renew what feels dead. For those who have been pouring into everyone else, who have been strong for everyone, who have been showing up even when they had nothing left, pour into them now. Let them receive. Let them rest. Let them be filled without having to earn it. For those who feel guilty for being tired, who think spiritual exhaustion means they failed, lift that guilt. Elijah, one of your greatest prophets, got so exhausted he wanted to die, and you didn't rebuke him. You let him sleep. You fed him. You renewed him gently. Do that for them. Let them know it's okay to be tired. That being exhausted doesn't mean being distant from you. Sometimes it means being deeply faithful. For those terrified they've lost something they'll never get back, who fear the fire is gone forever, who wonder if they're just pretending now, speak truth over that fear. What feels dead is not dead. What feels lost is not lost. What feels numb is not permanent. You are the God who restores, who renews, who brings life to dry bones, and you can do it again for them. Right now, for those afraid they've become hypocrites, serving with empty hands, leading with a numb heart, praying hollow prayers. Hypocrisy is pretending to be something you're not. They're not pretending, they're just tired, and there's a difference. You see their faithfulness, their showing up even when it hurts, their continued obedience even when they feel nothing. That's not hypocrisy. That's perseverance, and you honor that. For those carrying the fear, they'll never feel close to you again. That this numbness is permanent, that they're destined to walk through life spiritually dead. Break that fear, shatter it, replace it with hope, real, tangible, certain hope, that renewal is coming, that feeling will return, that passion will be restored, not because they worked for it, but because you are faithful, and you finish what you start. Some of them have been trying to fix themselves, trying to manufacture passion they don't feel. trying to force joy that won't come, trying to pray themselves back to life. Release them from that pressure. Show them that renewal is something you do, not something they create. They just have to receive it. And no one has noticed how tired they are. No one has asked if they're okay. No one has poured back into them, and they're so depleted. See them, Lord, the faithful ones, the quiet ones, the ones who keep going even when they're empty. Restore them, not because they earned it, but because you love them. And you don't want them running on empty anymore. For those whose worship feels dry, whose prayer feels numb, whose faith feels like going through motions, don't let them believe that means something is wrong with them. Sometimes dry seasons are part of the journey. Sometimes emptiness comes before filling. Sometimes you allow depletion so they'll learn to depend on you, not on their own strength, not on their own passion, but on you. Bring renewal, not loud, not sudden, but real. The kind that starts small, a flicker, a whisper, a gentle stirring, and grows slowly, quietly, until they realize they're breathing again, feeling again, alive again. Teach them to rest, not just physically, but spiritually, to stop striving, stop performing, stop trying to keep themselves alive, and let you do it. Give them permission to be tired without shame, to be empty without guilt, to be human without apology, because you meet humans where they are, and where they are right now is exhausted, and that's okay. Replace their exhaustion with strength, their emptiness with fullness, their weariness with renewal, not overnight, but steadily, one day at a time, one prayer at a time, one breath at a time. Help them trust that this season won't last forever, that renewal is coming, that you are already working, even when they can't feel it, especially when they can't feel it. For those who feel alone in their exhaustion, who can't explain to anyone how tired they are, who keep showing up with a smile while dying inside, surround them, hold them, comfort them, let them know they're not alone, that you see their weariness, and that you're renewing them even now, slowly, gently, faithfully. Protect them from burnout, from collapse, from giving up. Carry them when they can't walk. Strengthen them when they have nothing left. Be their energy when theirs is gone. Let them experience what it means to be sustained by you, not by their own effort, not by their own strength, but by your grace, your power, your gentle, restoring presence. Father, let this be a turning point, not because everything suddenly changes, but because they finally stopped trying to renew themselves. And let you do it, because you will. You're already doing it, right now, in this moment, breathing life back into tired souls. Take one more slow breath. Let it fill your chest. Let it out slowly. You don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to generate strength you don't have. God is renewing you, not because you earned it, but because He loves you, and He sees how tired you are. The renewal won't be loud. It won't be instant, but it will be real, and it's already begun. You are being restored, slowly, gently, faithfully. Trust that. Rest in that. Believe that. Walk into today knowing you don't have to be strong. You just have to be held. And God is holding you, renewing you, restoring you, one gentle breath at a time. If this prayer met you in your exhaustion, write "Renew me, Lord" in the comments. Not as a desperate plea, as a surrender, a trust that He's already doing it. You are not walking alone. May God walk with you today and guide every step you take.